Yo, salute. It's your boy Guillermo Kiyosuke here for another Clutch Points breakdown. Sunday night. You guys have way better things to do, but if you are here, we're gonna come here. Thanks for being here. Just talk about some terrible sports moments today. Uh, diehard Manchester United fan. My team ish the bed. Terrible showing. Terrible transfer window. Ed Woodward's a piece of crap. Yeah, I can't even talk about Manchester United now. I know we just signed Tellers and Cavani, who are decent players. We do need a left back, and we do need another striker, but we also need another center back because what they showed today with Maguire and Baye was pathetic. And then the fact that Martial got that BS red card from Lamella. I mean, if you got to do that, Marino, you got to do that. You're a bum. It is what it is. But let's talk about some basketball news. Well, fortunately, my Jets didn't play today because we played on Thursday. We got destroyed in mollywop by the Denver Broncos by a quarterback who was his first start, third-string quarterback, threw 3 interceptions, and we still got mollywopped. That's the Jets for you. But some of the interesting games today, the Browns beat the Cowboys. Cowboys almost came back, but the Browns beat the Cowboys. This was a statement game. I saw people saying that Baker Mayfield, if he didn't win this, he would have been done. And I think Nick Chubb came out, but I don't remember the stats for the game. But, an impressive showing by the Browns. I was, the Cowboys to me are the weirdest team now. They have so many damn weapons. But their defense is shot, even though I would have thought guys like Van Der Esch and, Chide or Dozui or what are these guys, I thought they had a decent defense. I didn't know they were that bad. Like, that was bad. And the Browns still almost lost. Salute to everybody in the chat. Siobhan, my guy. Yo, let's talk about that Giants game. I was just, fair enough. I mean, you were able to hold the Rams to, 17 points, which was impressive. Now, that interception by Daniel Jones, that's a tough one, man. I was thinking that he was going to run that. I mean, he looked good on his legs. He put a little Sam Darnold on that, first down, where you thought he got tackled by like 3 dudes. This guy spun out of nowhere, saw daylight, ran for a first down. I was so impressed, but I wonder how Giants fans feel for a guy in Daniel Jones who I think he's right there. And I think the team, I think Devontae Freeman had a fairly good game. Of course, I can't find my phone. But, I think Devontae Freeman had an okay game. Because every time I saw him, it was a check down, but, he'll get 6-7 yards here and there. I mean, look, today's not going to be a fun sports night whatsoever. Terrible not going to be a fun sports night. Arrow, by the way, I'm a Jets fan, but I don't mind talking about the Giants for a little bit. I wonder how you guys feel about this whole Tank for Trevor thing. Because, I mean, I wish Sam Darnold actually go to the Giants, but it is what it is. That was a tough turnover. That was a good interception, by the way. I mean, but you making I think it's somewhat of a bad call. I think if you go, 2nd and 10 and about a minute left, I try to inch closer and closer, and I would tell Dan Jones to run. I mean, their defense was still, I want to say they were playing prevent at that point because it was near the red zone, but they gave him a little space to run. I would have ran that. I know hindsight's 2020, but again, I would have ran that. It is what it is. The Giants, be happy you're not as bad as the Jets. We are god awful. Sports radio as they should be. Sports media is killing us as they should. We are piss poor, terrible. Thank God my computer finally loaded so I could look at the box score for this Cowboys-Browns game, which was fairly impressive, by the way. Baker Mayfield, he did. I guess it's more of a run game. He only had 165 yards, 19 for 30. Dak Prescott, 41 for 58, 502 yards, 4 TDs, 1 interception. So it ain't him. I mean, yeah, 75.8 QBR. Well, he did have to air it out after they were down by a lot. But golly, Dak Prescott these past few games he's been stuffing the stat sheets regardless of yards. And 41 for 58 is pretty damn good. I believe 41 for 58. Let me just check that out real quick. That's pretty damn impressive. 41 for 58. That is 70.6% accuracy. That is, whew. And I guess Cleveland rushing. They got their Oh, Dearness Johnson. My bad. Odell Beckham, 73 yards, two catches for 73 yards. Damn, and 1 TD. Damn. So I guess he had a bomb, but they still not really going to him like that. Kareem Hunt, 11 catches for 71 yards. Damn. Nick Chubb, I think he came out, right? And it looks like that was in rushing. My bad. And Odell Beckham had 81 yards with 2 touchdowns. Ooh, damn. I guess that it's probably like one of those sweeps or something with Odell Beckham. Golly, I didn't watch the game because I couldn't. First of all, it wasn't on TV in my area, and then again, I don't care for the Browns. But the Cowboys, I mean, interesting. I know CeeDee Lamb put up, I think, 2 touchdowns because he's on my fantasy. So, but it is what it is. Interesting Sunday. About to get to. Isn't there another game, or did that game get canceled tonight? Buffalo's killing Las Vegas. Josh Allen. They're doing what you're supposed to do with your quarterback, which is supposed to put weapons around him and gear the offense to his strengths. I'm sorry. I forgot the Jets aren't a real football team, so I apologize, guys. It was my fault. I'm sorry. I was just having flashbacks of 2009, 2010, and 1998 when we had Bill Parcells. I apologize for that today. I apologize again. Sorry. I stupidly thought the Jets were a football team. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the Phillies 49ers game. I want to see if they because isn't Wentz kind of struggling? I'd love to see Hurts, but I mean, obviously playing with Nick Mullins and the third string guys, but that third string team is doing well. They're being properly coached or well coached. Unfortunately, the Jets have a bunch of injuries, and we can't be. Keep forgetting the Jets aren't an actual football team. So let's get to the NBA article from Clutch Points. Again, guys, go visit Clutch Points. And this will be on our favorite. He wish he was a Knick. Spencer Dinwoodie. He took a shot at the Knicks again because no one cares about the Nets. No one in that area cares about the Nets. Again, I used to live there. No one cared about the Nets. No one still cares about the Nets. If you go there, ask people about the Nets. No one gives it a flying F. This is Spencer Dinwoodie, a guy who, for some reason, thinks that like he's important or he's like above people because he's trying to get his contract or got his contract or something like that in what's this thing called cryptocurrency. Because he's ahead of the game. So ahead of the game that I believe he went. Did he go undrafted? I believe he went undrafted. Was in Detroit for the first 2 years, did absolutely nothing. Went to Brooklyn, and then it didn't really start to get going to second year. And I believe that his transformation was under Atkinson. By the way, he's on the same Nets team that gave up all those picks to allow the Celtics to build their dynasty. Remember Billy King, one of the worst GMs of all time? Billy King, who's also the guy who did not help Allen Iverson when he was on the Sixers. Billy King, the guy who basically built the Celtics dynasty by acquiring Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, who are way past their prime. That's Spencer Dinwoodie is talking. So here's what Spencer Dinwoodie said. I guess he took a dig at us. I don't know what platform it was, but go check it out on Clutch Points. Let me post the article so you guys can check it out. Spencer Dinwiddie just loves the Nets. Oh my gosh, he is such a little. I can't curse, but this guy's such a doja. Let me see. He said, first of all, his name is terrible, Spencer and Dinwiddie. By the way, his nickname is what? Spence. It is a terrible name. And then Dinwiddie. I'm not gonna make fun of anybody's last name, but your name is Spencer Dinwiddie. You can tell this dude got yoked up before his growth spurt in elementary and middle school, son. Your name was Spencer Dinwiddie. Thank God you could play ball, son, because you would be. Well, thank God you found a coach that allowed you to become better, because you were a bum coming into the league. You're a bum. Let's be honest. You're in Detroit, which is basically no man's land. You put up no numbers. You got traded to the Nets, which there's really no risk or anything. It's like, let's just bring this guy on, and you turn yourself into something through Atkinson. But you want to act like you're big. But let's see what he talked about. He said, no, it's not really shots. I tell the truth. Y'all just don't like the truth, and it turns to this whole big thing. Hey, look, if y'all are buns, y'all are buns. He didn't say bums. He said buns. I guess buns but Spencer Dinwiddie joked about the Knicks via Corey Hirsch of Yahoo Sports. Y'all got my guy, Theo Pinson. I know y'all bench is going to be lively and dancing and stuff. It's going to be phenomenal to see. Still going to get your heads cracked. It is what it is. By the way, he's making fun of his former player Theo Pinson because I guess Theo Pinson was dancing and stuff. You didn't say it to Theo Pinson's face, but you say it on this podcast. That's a Nets thing. It's like him, KD, and Kyrie, they all like they think they're above people, but they never really confront people in their face. Like KD, you got called a B by Draymond Green. You started crying right in front of Draymond Green. Like you didn't want to see. You try to like, yeah, I'm hard, man. You know how many times have you seen KD on the court? He's trying to talk all this trash, and then the people either like talk trash from him, then ignore him, or they just move past. Like, dog, you're not going to do anything. Maybe he learned that from the Westbrook school of thought, because like both those guys, they like to rah rah rah, but when things are going down, they kind of like, okay, they back up. You know what I mean? And then Kyrie, this dude really thinks he's like above like everyone. This guy thinks, oh man, I'm gonna put out this conspiracy theory that I just read on like 4chan, and like, you know, I'm gonna try to be deep, man. The world is flat, yo. Yeah. It's like, dogs, you are a cornball. You're only blessed by the fact that you have amazing skill. But even in that regard, you can't stay healthy. This guy was talking about, this guy put on, he saw his podcast or someplace. These guys love talking on podcasts, like little riches. But this dude was like basically trying to explain that he get Atkinson fired. But then he said basically, it wasn't that I was trying to get Atkinson fired, but he's like, Atkinson came in, or they came in the first day, and Atkinson had guys running. He's like, you don't respect us as a human being. Let me tell you something, you idiot. What when you have proper hierarchies or structures, right? There is discipline, there's hard work, there's a meritocracy. The fact that Atkinson's having players run it's also get you guys in shape. Now, understandably so, you've been having a bum knee for years, right? Understandably so. And maybe you could have told him, say, hey, look, I'm just trying to take it easy, my knee, blah, blah. That's one thing. But to get mad that Atkinson's trying to instill proper health techniques, conditioning, getting guys to work out on a basketball team? On a basketball team. Hold on. He's trying to get guys to run on a, wait for it, basketball team. Basketball team. And this guy Kyrie's like, oh, he doesn't respect us as humans. This is what I'm talking about. Spencer Dinwoodie. You want to talk all this trash about the Knicks because we weren't the only team that didn't draft you or didn't look at you because you were a bum, right? So no one cared about you. Now this is your outlook, my guy. You're on a team with Atkinson, and you guys were overachievers, right? In a good way, I mean. You guys it was you, D'Angelo Russell, it was Joe Harris, it was Chris LeVert, you had Jared Allen. You had a team that was slowly budding, right? And you have a guy like Kyrie who basically came and he took your spot. Remember, when Kyrie Irving was hurt, you went on that court with that Nets team and you were doing well. At least the first iteration when Kyrie was first hurt. And the team was going back to what they were. Remember what Jared Allen said? Jared Allen said that D'Angelo Russell got everybody involved. D'Angelo Russell, a guy that everybody thought, oh, he's a Chuck, all that stuff. He got everybody involved in the Nets team. And he said Kyrie Irving could do amazing things with the ball because he basically didn't want to say that Kyrie Irving is not a player who's going to facilitate and get everybody involved. Right? This is Kyrie Irving who could not make the Celtics work despite the fact that he is better than Kemba Walker. And you can argue that team last year, I believe also had Horford, should have been better than what they were last year. But Kyrie couldn't do anything. Right? This is Kyrie Irving because you guys are so tough. This is Kyrie Irving that when he had that issue with LeBron James, he played that whole passive-aggressive role. Then he comes back and talks about, I finally have somebody that can make shots late in the game. Like, bro, you sound like a whole out here. You sound soft. You don't sound really masculine. You don't sound like a man, my guy. You don't. So Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm going to take my salary in cryptocurrency because I'm ahead of the game and all that stuff. Like, bro, I haven't heard one Knick this whole preseason say anything about the Nets. And you guys have probably been more successful lately on a court than us, and no one cares about you. You literally, especially you guys had playoff games, and you guys had the lowest attendance out of any playoff game that last time you guys went to the playoffs. You guys were giving out, there were promotions to give out playoff seats. It's hard enough for you to find regular season tickets for the Knicks when they're playing a top contender, and we're still going to get blown out. It can still be hard for you to get proper tickets. We go to playoffs, you can't find any tickets. And in your playoff game, Spencer Dinwiddie, there were promotions to give out tickets. Look at the picture I posted up of Spencer Dinwiddie, of this idiot. Look at the thumbnail I put up. He has an image of Bed-Stuy. Let me tell you guys, for people who are not from New York, let me tell you guys, people not from Brooklyn, let me even say, where the Brooklyn Nets play, aka the heart of gentrification, aka the place where Jay-Z came in and told lies to help get people out. Everybody's favorite hero, Jay-Z, helped to gentrify that area, right? Let me tell you something about Fort Greene. Fort Greene back in the day when they used to have gangs, like Low Lives, the subject, all these gangs in Brooklyn, whatever. They used to have wars, or used to have like little turf wars or whatever. Not turf, whatever, battles, beefs with Bed-Stuy. If you told somebody from Bed-Stuy, yo, you from Fort Greene? Back in the day, they probably would have punched you in your face. Or they would have confronted you. You tell somebody from Fort Greene, yo, you from Bed-Stuy? They're like, yo, get the F out of here, bro. Somebody from Fort Greene Projects. So that attitude is carrying on, at least for the people that still live there, right? They're two separate neighborhoods. Bed-Stuy is not Fort Greene. It's literally, even where Brooklyn Nets play, it's like literally that Flatbush extension. You could say Park Slope-ish, Fort Greene. It's like this weird amalgamation where they meet up. And then it's Fort Greene. And then it's Bed-Stuy. No, sorry. Excuse me. It's Fort Greene, then Clinton Hills, then Bed-Stuy. Bed-Stuy is not in that area, bro. Bed-Stuy is not the Brooklyn Nets. This is how lost that organization is. They can't capture the culture of anybody because that place is gentrified. All the people that live there don't give a damn. They don't care for the Nets. They'd rather go to the freaking Whole Foods and the freaking Apple store. I've seen bigger lines for the Apple store than I've seen for Nets games at times. No one cares about the Brooklyn Nets. But instead of Spencer Dinwoodie just being like, look, I'm fortunate to have a coach like Atkinson come in, show me the ropes, show me how to become one of the better pick and roll guards in the game. I want to be cocky. We're buns, right? But now you have let me not even say a coach. You have a puppet installed as a coach in Steve Nash. And he has to be, and now you're going to have a team that's going to be coached by Kyrie Irving and KD. Two guys who are mentally free. KD who left OKC because he wanted a place to learn how to play, right? Fair enough. He goes over to the Warriors, right? Them dudes just look at him like, all right, you're an asset. He wants to try to hang out with Steph Curry and be Steph Curry. He basically trying to be like A-Rod to Steph Curry's Derek Jeter. And they're like dogs. Like Steph Curry, all he does is go home. He's a family man. Then KD's starting for like a little BI because he felt, oh my gosh, they don't like me. I want to be liked. I don't just want to win rings. I want to be liked. Then your owner, KD, came out and basically punked you at the championship parade. And you were still crying. At the ESPYs, they made fun of you, and you were still crying like a BI. And you're trying to act all tough. You came to the ESPY. You didn't even come in a suit. KD, you're not tough. I'm going to say his name. I know somebody that used to go either to your school, I believe to your old school, not the Matt. I can't remember what it was. Your school in D.C. And he said you used to get punked out and not like beat up, but like dudes used to joke like you're mad skinny, you're mad frail, you're mad soft. You're playing Spencer Dinwiddie. You benefited from playing with Atkinson. You're not going to be playing with him anymore. Please tell me the offensive system you guys are going to play. ISO. The usage rate between KD and Kyrie is not going to be lower than 30%. Where are you going to come in? If Joe Harris leaves, now you're going to have a space shooter. One of those guys want to over dribble and maybe pass it out to the perimeter, right? Where are you going to fit in? Because you run a pick and roll. You need the ball in your hands. Not saying you can't play all ball, but you also do need the ball in your hands, bro. Let's be honest. You need the ball in your hands to be effective. And I'm not even issuing on your game. That's why it would have been smart for you to just shut up because put like this, if the Knicks do well. Now, you hear rumblings that RJ Barrett is looking really good in the bubble. You know what I mean? I'm not really taking stock in what's happening with Julius Randle. But if the Knicks become that team that's well coached and we're slowly budding, and you guys become the team that's slowly decreasing, you know, it might behoove you to come to the Knicks. It might behoove you to shut up. Shh. Because no one cares about Brooklyn. I'm from there. I'm literally right. I live right across the street from the Brooklyn Nets Stadium, or Barclays Stadium, Barclays Center. No one cares. I took a date there once. Then we went to Moe's after. She didn't care about the game, bro. No one cared about the game. It's trash. That area is like, it's cool, it's okay, but it's like, it is the heart of gentrification. Like Kyrie's talking about, yo, yeah, it's black and all this. It's not black. Barclays Center is not black. They're building high rises and kicking people out. My mom has to go to court every month because they're trying to kick her out of the rent-controlled apartment. and she pays her rent on time. They kicked me and my cousin out or guys out because they play games with succession rights. That place is not the bastion of black bastion of Brooklyn. It is basically Manhattan. And you're sitting there trying to ish on the Knicks. The Knicks do not give you guys any attention. Think about this. If Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyrie Irving, KD never talked about coaching this, blah, blah, or about the Knicks, would anybody talk about the Nets? Just answer me this. For that big trade that happened last year with KD and Kyrie, outside of the trade actually happening, can you guys please tell me, when do any of these platforms talk about the Nets? No one cares. No one. No one. And no one has cared, Spencer. Like, bro, I go around that area. I bike around there because my mom still lives there. And I went there last week to go to Target, right? I drove around the area, and they were having some, like, little, I don't know, some Brooklyn, some. I thought it was like a Nets thing. It wasn't even a Nets thing. They have people who were just doing little parties, little, just play DJ, blah, blah, right in front of the Nets Stadium. And no one cares about, like, the Nets, because what are the Nets going to do? What's the security guard? No one cares. No one cares. When you go to Madison Square Garden, you feel the allure of Madison Square Garden. The big buildings. When you walking in, that little tunnel, whatever, with the buildings, when you walk in, you feel the majestic. You walk into Barclays Center, it's like, Go to a concert at Barclays Center. When you walk inside, and you walk on the sides where the food stands and stuff are, you go and tell me how little it feels. You don't feel the presence of anything. The Nets. Who cared about the Nets? You guys winning playoff games with Jason Kidd. Was it in Jersey Prudential Center or whatever? And no one cared. Dogs, be humble, because honest to God, you were not a can't miss prospect. Honest to God, you are a nobody. You're still really a nobody. Like, your name is Spencer Dinwoodie, bro. That's a terrible name, son. Spencer Dinwoodie and Dinwoodie. Just be happy God gave you some skills, bro, and just play your game. I'm just trying to tell you to keep the Knicks out of your mouth, because it's not going to look good. Like, it's one thing if you guys still had Atkinson. You guys kicked out Atkinson because you were mad that he was making players run. I forgot. I think basketball's an athletic sport. And you weren't complaining about – think about this. You complain so much about the Nets being buns, right? But why don't you complain about KD and Kyrie messing up the structure that made you successful in the Nets? Why don't you talk about these two nincompoops, these two buffoons who are messing up a good thing that you guys had? No one cares about you guys in Brooklyn, bro. Ask anybody in Brooklyn. Now, there are people who just hate the Knicks. Like my cousin Rennie, he's like, oh, yeah. But he don't really care. I mean, he goes to a few games. That's because he gets hookups to games from these dudes that he knows. People, during concerts, people be going up, be seeing the rappers. I know people literally go up and hound these rappers and stuff backstage because the security is buns. Y'all trash, bro. That area is trash, bro. The gentrification, Jose, the super in my building who takes alcohol to alcoholic drinks to help fix itself. Yeah, I'm exposed to you, Jose, because you help get us kicked out. I hope you get arrested. I hope something bad happens. I hope you lose your job. Because you're the face of gentrification. And you've known us for years. You're a piece of ish. All that area is a piece of ish. What it represents is a piece of ish, excuse me. Still beautiful in terms of going out there, blah, blah, but it's corny. You don't feel the allure of basketball fans there. You got more people line up to go to a Justin Bieber concert or freaking Romeo Santos, whoever that dude named from Aventura. Like, come on, son. Like, you buns. You buns, Spencer Dinwiddie. The Nets is buns. You guys basically built the Celtics dynasty. I love that. I love to see the Nets beat you guys next year. And I don't even like Boston. I love to see the Nets beat you guys next year if you make it to the playoffs. With a KD who has an Achilles injury that he's healing from, and Kyrie Irving. I'm going to love to see the arguments you're going to have. Because you know for a fact you don't like playing with KD. You know that. Mister, I want to take my contract in cryptocurrency because I'm ahead of the game. If you're so ahead of the game, you would have asked for a trade, you idiot. And if they bring Bradley Beal to that team somehow, oh my gosh. You want to know who Spencer Dinwiddie is? Guys, bunch, son. Keep the Knicks name out your mouth, son. Like, we, as bad as we are, no one cares about the Nets. You got so many, you got so many Knicks platforms out there. I don't know one Brooklyn Nets platform. On MBK, you had, I think there was one dude, I forgot his name. He was a Nets fan. And he was on MBK. Where's the Nets platforms? The Yes Networks? Yes Network? No one cares about the Nets. No one. Richard Jefferson walks around. People joke. This is how bad the Nets were. Richard Jefferson was at a summer league one year, or he improved himself on a summer league so much that he became a part of that Nets team with him, Jason Kidd, I believe it was Kenyon Martin. And the funniest thing is that when he's on ESPN, people forget the fact that he was a playoff contributing forward. I believe he averaged maybe like 15, 16, 17 points a game for a few years with that team. They don't even remember that part of his life. The only thing they remember is that he's on the coattails of LeBron James and one of the Cavaliers. Richard Jefferson could ball back in the day, and no one cares about it. No one cares about guys like Petrovic. Rest in peace. When a dude that I think came from like Serbia, Montenegro, was a beast, and he died on the Autobahn, I believe, in Germany. Rest in peace. People don't remember him. People don't remember Derek Coleman from Syracuse. Talented, but mercurial, bad attitude, bad weight. But one of the best power forwards that came out from college, from Syracuse. No one cares about him. Jason Kidd. When you talk about Jason Kidd, I don't even hear the Nets. Well, you hear a little bit. Kenyon Martin. No one even cares about. I mean, he came from one of the worst drafts, 2000 draft, which was terrible. But no one cares. Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm just telling you. Look, because I don't know why I'm spending so much time on your name or you, because your name is Buns. Your game is good. I ain't gonna lie. Your game is good, but your mindset is Buns. Like you talking to all these trust fund hipsters who've came from like Wisconsin or Wyoming and they want to live in Brooklyn. Now they want to be like down, like you see them in Williamsburg or whatever. They're cornballs, and they're trying to change what Brooklyn's about. But you talk to these idiots. I don't know. Corey's something on y'all. He might not be a hipster, but that's what you're gonna be with the dudes who want to be down with the so-called black people in Brooklyn that Kyrie thinks he's gonna run into. That is Katie says it's so black. They want to be down with that. But you're with the imposters. You're with the posers. There's nothing Brooklyn about the Brooklyn Nets. That's all I gotta say about it, because Spencer Dinwiddie, like, bro, who? Spencer Dinwiddie? Like, son, your name, like, yo, bro, if you were from Brooklyn back in the day, you had that name, son, you would have got robbed, like, just off the name alone, just off GP. Don't matter, like, you just had to get robbed, son. Like, come on. So they're like, yo, what's your name, son? Like, yo, run your pockets. Hey, man, yo, what's your name? My name is Spencer. Yo, come on. Yo, give me your pockets, bro. Give me your pockets, man. Show me your pockets, bro. Come on. I'm playing. I don't want to hurt you, son. Just run your pockets real quick, son. Name is Spencer Dinwiddie, and you're talking trash, bro. When God made you, he was like, yo, I know this dude's not gonna be in the NBA. And like right before he let you out from the gates of heaven, he was like, I'll give him some basketball skill, man. I ain't changing that name though, son, because come on, son. Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, bro, who? Anywho's. Spencer Dinwiddie, you ass for real. You buns. But yo, his name is Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, he's with the Brooklyn Nets. I'm telling you guys, go to that area. Go to that area, bro. The Nets have no presence there. No one cares. The stadium itself, the outside of that stadium is ugly. It's ugly. But King E161, I'm not issuing on Spencer Dinwiddie's game, bro. I like his game. He needs to humble himself, because I'm like, yo, bro, once that place implodes, you could possibly come to the Knicks. Humble yourself. The NBA is unforgiving. God forbid. I would never wish this on Spencer Dinwiddie. I know I'm joking on his terrible name, and he should blame his parents for that, but I would never wish injury on him, right? But say he gets a bad injury, right? NBA can spit you out, bro. A lot of times you might get a gig in the NBA just of your goodwill or in case your attitude. And you run around this KD, Kyrie. I'm telling you, you're going to run into fights with these two idiots on the court, bro. They don't know how to share the ball. They don't know how to distribute. They do not know how to lead a team. And now you have Steve Nash, who last time I saw Steve Nash in person, I saw him at the Rock the Bells concert 2011. He was with Nas on stage, drunk, danced with Nas while Nas performing. That's what I do, Steve Nash. But as a coach, that's what happens. You get these guys who think that they're smarter than everybody else in the room. And literally, these two guys, they won their championships not based on just their own doing. They won championships with help from either another player, extreme circumstances, or by a great coach and a system. I'm just saying, man. Like, yeah, but King E161, we sucked for 20 years. Besides 2014, a little time we had with Donnie Walsh, but we were slowly building up when we had that 1 year before the Melo trade. But we never had to sell our team because we were doing that bad. The Nets have. All the Nets' glory, they had to sell their team because no one cares. Hold up. No one cared about the Nets so much they had to leave New Jersey. I remember I went to a Nets game. I forgot for what program I was in. Like internship program. And we were literally able to go almost close to courtside because it was empty in the stadium. New Jersey doesn't care about the Nets. New York doesn't care about the Nets. Brooklyn doesn't care about the Nets. Even in Bed-Stuy, they talk about Bed-Stuy don't care about the Nets. They're using Bed-Stuy because of Biggie. Biggie's not from Fort Greene. He's from Bed-Stuy. The real 50 Cent's from Fort Greene Projects. The real 50 Cent, not the rapper, the real 50 Cent. Who y'all gonna pick from Park Slope? Freaking Lloyd Blankfein? I think Lloyd Blankfein's from I think he's from like East New York or something like that. That's the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Like, I don't know. Spence Dinwiddie, I wasted too much time on you, bro. You and the Nets are y'all gonna be fun to watch because y'all all like beta men. Y'all all beta men. Like, y'all all beta men, son. Like, honestly, God, y'all all beta men. Y'all all like to gossip. Like, KD was doing an interview with his bare feet. Like, yo, bro, as a man, you never show your feet in front of another man, son. Like, you never show your feet. And I'm not talking about home. You never show your feet in the presence of other people while you're doing an interview. That's how you know KD is soft like that. Like, you taking off, you showing your feet. Like, yo, bro. Like, yo, KD, son. Like, you thank God it's not the real Brooklyn because you should have got robbed. Like, if this stadium was like in like Brownsville, I think KD would get robbed because you soft like that. Like, you soft like that. You're an idiot. And I'm pretty sure KD, Kyrie, and Spencer Dinwiddie don't live anywhere in that area. They don't live anywhere in the area. The Brooklyn Nets are a fraud. Just as fraudulent as Jay-Z's big-time ownership of that company that he sold. It was like 0.0001% of some ridiculousness of the team. I'm a businessman, not a bit. Shut up. Anywho's, tonight's game 3 is going on right now. Game 3 Heat versus Lakers. It's tough. Again, Bam Adebayo and Dragic are both out, I believe. The Heat might have a chance, man, but unfortunately the Heat kind of screwed it up. I believe Clay and Olynyk, they had some bad possessions. They were down by 10 with like 5 to go, so they had chances. They were getting baskets with Butler and stuff, but they messed it up. I think they kind of rushed it. Kelly Olynyk was taking a lot of bad shots, a lot of bad threes, man. But it's not just on him. Again, the Heat's defense, I mean, it's just tough. And it's sad because now you're hearing all these people on the media, the LeBron James, the LeBronites, who are going on spreading the LeBron narrative because they probably got their paycheck, allegedly, that, this is going to be, this is going to solidify him. Solidify him as what? He's not even playing. He's playing in the bubble year, which is, you can't really, because put it like this. They put an asterisk next to the 99 finals. People don't talk about 99 finals. They talk about whatever. If the 99 finals can't get counted, I'm not going to count this finals either. Especially when now you have guys like Bam out, Dragic out. And both games, the Heat almost came back. Remember that first game, the Heat were only down by 12 with like 3 minutes left to go. Last game, they were down by 10 with like 5 left to go. And AD is a guy who's really dominant on that team. LeBron is not the MVP of that team. Take AD out, and that's that team not being the Heat. Take AD out. I'm telling you, take AD out that team. LeBron and his gummy bear friends, they're not winning that team. Winning that series. Let me not call Rondo gummy. Rondo's tough. I like Rondo a lot. But the rest of those guys, those cheerleaders, those LeBronites, LeBron and friends, I just want to play with my friends. You can't be the GOAT when you want to play with your friends. I'm sorry. You can't be the GOAT. You want to kill your friends on the court. You watch Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister wanted to beat Ned Stark one-on-one to show he's a better warrior. Then when his soldier came in and helped, he beat the crap out of us. He's like, yo, what are you doing? This ain't no cheating crap. Nah, we got to solidify if I'm the best or he's the best. That's what Kobe would have won, and that's what they're doing now. Now you see these little images online of Kobe, a ghost. This is how disgusting NBA is, or people are. They put a ghost image or the little like spirit image of Kobe hugging on LeBron. It's like, dogs, come on, man. The dude just died. Kobe is a warrior. He wants whoever is a warrior to win. Jordan is a warrior. This is why they don't embrace LeBron like that. You've seen it. Remember LeBron James, I believe, was playing the Hornets, and he had that dunk, and he looked at Jordan, who's sitting down at his dunking. Remember, like after the game, I think it was a Heat game. He gave LeBron James like a little fist pump, but he hugged up Dwayne Wade and was talking to him after. Because Dwayne Wade on the court, not this Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade back then had that heart. He was a warrior like that. LeBron James, you don't have warrior blood in you like that, so you can win as many championships. You know what LeBron James remind me of? Marlo. Marlo Stansfield from Marlo from The Wire. That's what it reminds me of. He has all the success, whatever, but no one cares. His name it doesn't ring bells like that. People remember Omar. People remember Avon Barksdale. People remember Stringer Bell. But Marlo, people are like, huh? Who? Despite the fact that he ran the streets, he had all that. No one feels him like that. Now, obviously, there's an extreme analogy. But with LeBron James, every time you look at the championship or winning, is some weird caveat to it. Except for OKC, when you beat OKC. Because I'll give him credit. He developed a post game when he went to learn with Olajuwon after getting mollywopped by the Mavericks. And I thought that LeBron James, I loved it, where he was facilitating from the post. This guy was showing so many facets of his game. It also came under the coaching of Riley and Spoelstra, a guy that he wanted to get rid of. Again, when we talk about what these guys have delivered to the NBA, Jordan was a wing player who dominated and changed the paradigm to where now you can have dominant wing players. You need to depend on this big man, this big titan, this center to lead your team. LeBron James basically, you know what his thing is? And I give him to player empowerment to move around and leverage that stuff. I appreciate it. And I'll never take it away from LeBron. But one thing he's also instilled is that idiots like KD, idiots like Kyrie can basically say they don't need a coach. Imagine these two idiots saying they don't need a coach. So that's all I got for tonight, man. I actually went 38 minutes. Damn, that's crazy. But salute to everybody in the chat, man. I want to do the Jets next Sunday if I can, just wallow in pain. Again, unfortunately, the Jets lost, so maybe fortunately we get Trevor Lawrence. Manchester United, terrible. I don't want to talk about that today. 6-1 to Tottenham, only 10 guys on the field, but even then, just terrible. But yeah, let's see. God forbid, RJ better not. No, I don't think so. I don't think so on that. I think RJ Barrett is a guy. RJ Barrett wants greatness. He knows he ain't gonna find no greatness with the Nets, bro. There's no great because no one cares. The Knicks are a storied franchise. Unfortunately, we have bad ownership. But out of all the teams I support, James Dolan, besides Steve Cohen. So take Steve Cohen out, right? Because just imagine it's Wilpons, right? Out of all the coaches, at least James Dolan has given his job to basketball people. All the other owners of my favorite teams are all trash. Trash. Glazers, trash. The Johnsons for the Jets, trash. The Wilpons before Steve Cohen, trash. So RJ Barrett wants greatness, bro. The Nets to run with talented guys where there's no coaching. Even this Lakers team that we're watching now, they're doing this because of coaching. It's not just because of AD and LeBron James. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's LeBron James. Go tonight. Go look in the playoffs, the way they run their zone defense. The way they have guys who can move around LeBron. Last week, they had Rondo as a zone breaker. Zone breaker is usually for a big guy who can shoot right there, who has the size to kind of pass out when people kind of collapse. They had Rondo play that zone breaker because they know Rondo, he can throw a floater or layup to the basket, but his passing is so ridiculous that once he breaks a zone, it'll be maybe 2-on-1 with him, his fellow big guy down low, and then the defender in his face. And they were destroying the Heat with that. That's coaching. I've never seen Rondo do that in my life. I've never seen Rondo that zone breaker play for Rondo before. Maybe they have, but I've never seen it. So that's coaching. You can't succeed in basketball without coaching, unless you have extreme circumstances, like when LeBron James and the Cavaliers beat the Warriors. You have to have extreme circumstances, and it's rare that happens. So, salute to you guys, man. I'm about to watch some of this game, and I'm not going to cover it tonight, but I'll cover Game 4. Yeah, salute to you guys. I'm also trying. If you guys can show me, if I could try to find where I could find old college basketball games of this previous season, because I can't find enough for Kara Lewis. So if you guys could direct me to legal sites, that would be greatly appreciated. Just his last question about Andre Ricardo. Brian, salute to you, bro. So you think it was Steve Kerr that made the Warriors, or Warriors made Steve Kerr? I'll say the Warriors made Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr came in and he implemented more small ball, but a lot of that hard work, I'd probably say 60 to maybe 70% of that team was developed by Mark Jackson. Now, obviously, they got the ball out of Steph Curry's hand, made more off ball. Still showed him as a great point guard, but they a lot of that team in terms of synergy, chemistry, leadership, mindset, the fearless mindset, a lot of that was developed by Mark Jackson. Also, Curry and Klay Thompson, developed by Mark Jackson. Now, you could say Draymond Green being more of a big man to facilitate, push the ball. Obviously, Mark Jackson has some beef with Bogut. But again, 60 to 70% of that is Mark Jackson. So he should be getting. I hope he got a ring. Hopefully, Steph Curry got him a ring. But yeah, salute to all you guys, man. Thank you for being here with me this Sunday. I wish I should have tried to come on earlier, but I couldn't. I wish I could have. Well, I could have, but I just had something to do. But I apologize for that. I'll try to come on later, earlier next time. Just talk about NFL stuff, man. It was a fun time, man. But see you two guys. God bless and peace. See you later.